Today is a filming day where we're putting together a project in support of the musicians in the Minnesota Orchestra in an effort to end the lockout and share the stories of young musicians from across the state. The Minnesota Orchestra is one of the greatest cultural gems of our state. I mean, there's nothing that compares to listening to them play, and we really want to get them back on stage.
I can't imagine a world without it, and I feel like with the lockout here and with there are so many other orchestras that are going through stuff like this and have gone through this, it just makes me concerned for the future because all the people that are here today want a future in this, and where is it?
I just love the feeling when I go to a concert and I want to be that someday, and I go home and I practice, and it's really, I think it's an important part of wanting to be a musician is to be able to see people who have been successful in that field and to see what you can become. And it's hard. Their concerts are just so incredible, and it's really sad to not be able to have that experience.
It's like a great thing that our city has, and if we lose it, it'll be a loss for like the music scene.
I'm addressing my letter to Governor Mark Dayton, and I am going to explain to him the situation, and I'm going to share some personal stories about how the Minnesota Orchestra affects young musicians and how it really is beneficial for the upcoming generation and how the loss will be felt.
I feel like Governor Dayton, and not even just him, but people in general, are only looking at this from an economic standpoint, and they're not really taking into account that music is so much more than that. And I think that he needs to see it from the musician's viewpoint, and that music is like life.
We're definitely seeing that music as a profession is not nearly as, the demand is a lot lower. There will be a lot less just professional music in general in the future, and that is really incredibly sad to me and anybody else who's planning on going into it.
With this lockout, it's destroying my dream of being in the Minnesota Orchestra, and the musicians, they're my role models, they're my inspiration, they're my teachers, and it's really hard to see them locked out and being stuck from what they love to do.
We've seen our favorite musicians leaving, and they're also our teachers and our friends' teachers and our conductors, and seeing them struggle to find work is really challenging.
It kind of makes me question my future because honestly, I want to go and be a part of an orchestra when I grow up. The competition is really stiff, and that's hard enough already, but now you'd have to leave home to do that as well. That makes it's just hard to pick up and move everything.
It's a precarious job before this, and now even more so, seeing this. But I think you just kind of have to, it means you have to fight even harder, and, you have to really persevere, and if this is really what you want to do, it's just, you've got to go to things like this and support if it means doing what you love for your career.